How exactly do we get access to this? I know it's a portal, but what do we need to do to get access to it? I don't have the notes anymore, I left them in the book. Get it. We need, it might be mentioned here. The Heresar ghost spoke to me the last line. A ghostly key appeared in my hand. What? Okay. All time awaits the answer. Blah, 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 blah. For she alone knows, she alone carries a secret within her heart, and do even now she does not understand it all rests in the palm of her hand. Right. But we have some kind of mystical key appeared at some point. We wish to go to the residences and see if it opens the door. It's closed. Never noticed that. Glad that the journal made mention of it, though. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't
no choice.
have never figured it out.
They must be eliminated.
I can't think of any other place it could.
They must be eliminated.
So this has to have the access to the weave then. Are merely threads in the great eternal tapestry, forever entangled between our past and our future. Now I forgot to rest. I was too upset about losing the level that I forgot to rest. Wouldn't have really mattered if we were more of a focused character, but since we're split in 3 ways, it hurts. I don't really expect a fight, but the buffs would last a fairly long time, and we do have to go to the elemental areas next anyway, so the fights are coming whether we want to or not. Or are we the weavers, whose will creates history, who brings it all into existence, into a transient but glorious existence? Here's our ghosts. Is our destiny set in stone, or has it always been free? This only the Unmaker knows. For her choice shall be the answer. My choice shall be the answer. What does this mean, Anya? I think they're implying that I will decide whether fate rules this world. But how can that be? How can a mortal woman decide the nature of creation? I have no idea. Perhaps they mean that your choice will reveal the answer. Perhaps all of this is their way of answering the question that they had struggled with for thousands of years. Perhaps you're right. Let's be on our way. Suppose now we know. We should now be able to enter the weave. Has to be the wizard level. The question now, I suppose, becomes: are we gonna take the wizard level again or not? I suppose we are. Although they described our enemies that we are to be expecting, and honestly, they didn't sound all that wizardly to me. So in that sense, might be better to focus on Arcane Archer. And we do have a scroll of spell breach, so if they throw some kind of a very dangerous mage our way, we have a way to at least take him down. We also have a massive amount of tools at our disposal now, so I'm much less worried about facing a powerful wizard at this point. Or is it the tower that I can access? What exactly did that change? I'll go and get the book that Evernorn had. What he says about the Wii. Must begin by entering the structure that Evernorn referred to as the Weave, an eternal braid of energy spinning in the center of the lower NWN. To do so, I must hold out my scepter of law and speak the following incantation. Hervirus Atem. Right. Where is the scepter of law, by the way? Ah, fuck. We need to start with the four elemental gates. The future. Earth. Life. Not sure if it really matters which one we start with. We have a way to breathe underwater, so we can do that. I think it all started with fire. Maybe? Possibly? This started with water. Earth, fire, the past. Water, air. Uh, does it matter? As long as it's the elements first. We have protection against fire. Do you have protections against fire? We can still protect against elements a little bit. I can give him a ring of fire resistance. Won't amount to much, but it's something. How many protection potions do I have? 8. Okay. We have to start from somewhere. Wall of heat blasts your face. Low volcano action. Yeah, this seems familiar. Yeah, I think that's the feeling I got the first time I entered the volcano in the mountains, that somehow this feels familiar to you. I think that invisibility might be good here, because we're clearly going to take damage constantly here. And it seems like it's fairly detailed how we're supposed to maneuver here. I'm going to save the ice breath attacks for our main opponent here, whatever it happens to be. On the positive side, firewalls don't have a huge burst of damage. Fire Spirit.
We'll strike you down, or fall in the attempt. We'll strike you down, or fall in the
It
attempt.
doesn't make that much of a difference. It's regenerating. I have a cold damage weapon. Yeah, we're not in a good position. And he is at full health. Well, wasn't that fun? Okay. Frozen sword, please. Cold vulnerability. I been hitting it? Yeah, it sucks up most of the damage I do though.
Surrender or prepare.
Ah, it's the fire shield that's causing us problems. I could take care of that, but I think we were better off just trying to do physical damage. It's not that powerful of a shield, and mostly tanky.
We have no choice. They must be
I
eliminated.
would like you to drink another potion though.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Oh shit. That's a lot of fire damage. Archery isn't necessarily a bad idea here either though, because of the fire shield. Yeah, I'm not doing particularly well here. Incendiary clouds, incoming fire damage. Ah, crap. Couple of 4th level missile swarm spells would have been very nice at this point. Just saying, I don't want to use a full heal on this. I'd rather resurrect sorry ass. I'm surprised that the cold attacks were this ineffective against it though. Almost did nothing.
We'll strike you down.
Yeah, 6
or fall
points.
in the attempt.
I don't think Larian can die. Seems to be near death constantly. Yeah, I don't give a shit. As long as he's... Even if you die, that will be just fine. Babysitting him is taking more away from my time. It gives him a chance to regenerate here. Just need a little bit of extra damage and he's gone.
I need healing. Tend to my wounds.
Ooh, I'm dead, pretty much. Wasn't paying attention. What did we need to do? The red crystal. Essence of fire. Fireball used 3 uses per day. Fireball level 5, unlimited uses per day. Interesting. Because we can use these as tools to defeat the others. Maybe it's one of those things that you get the tools to... One of these is gonna be tough for you, and then you get the tools to manage.
I am in need of a healer.
Yeah, I know you're
Quickly.
right. Fire isn't too much of a problem on its own, so...
Let the earth take you.
I don't mind fighting. I need the level up that I lost, even if it's just for Arcane Archer. Actually, I'm thinking of changing Wizard again, because the missile swarms here would have been fantastic too. Okay, I'll stick with the arcane archer. Although we saw, yeah, I could have gotten rid of his fire shields. Although I think he could have re-established them immediately. He's not a wizard, so he probably doesn't have spell uses for those kind of things. I'm pretty much immune to this, so I'm not in any risk fighting them. 500 points. We don't want to use up the gem. It's 3 fireballs currently for us. Level 5 fireballs though. 3 times level 10 fireballs. Water, we have the water breathing scrolls, so that's not a problem. But we might be able to get more tools if we go to other quests first. And where the fuck is he?
I ask you to follow me now.
He's on the plane of fire. Okay. The edge of the plank beckons you to jump. How do you jump? And light doesn't do shit here. It's literally darkness here. Fuck. It's not that bad if you zoom in closely, but okay. Looks like we have 3 locations we can go to. You've entered a realm so dark, it is as if the light itself cannot exist here. Or not. Lockdown. It's really hard to say where I'm supposed to be going. Living stone. It's moving. Stone key behind it. Oh. So it's chasing me. And go deeper. Well, let's open the door first. Yeah, this is not a nice place to be in. Use the key. I wish I could have at least cast light spells so I could see something. But it doesn't help that the sun is shining through the window here. More living stone.
Surrender, or prepare to meet your end.
Give me infinite fireballs. Okay, could you shoot at the ground? Yes, but doesn't do damage to them. There's a entry point somewhere there. And more pathways, so this is sort of a maze, as in it is a maze. With deadly stones tracking you and trying to crush you. Hold. A large solid piece of granite just juts out of the ground. It's locked. Stone torso. This is a large stone torso, Jesus Christ, 100 pound weight. It is enchanted to allow casting of the spell Stone Skin, which protects the caster from damage. Unlimited uses per day. Is this the thing I was supposed to come and get?
I am weighted down too heavily, I fear.
I've obtained the essence of fire. No. But it's these stone skins. I'll take it. Still, even in a bag, it's gonna be a hard thing to justify carrying around. But free stone skins for all, free fireballs for all. And I still wish I could see something. At least the map helps a little bit, but Jesus fuck. I understand the area is naturally dark, but could I use a torch? Or is it just sucks up all light? I suppose this helps a little bit, but I don't understand why light couldn't be used. Okay. Stone altar. This stone seems to vibrate with ancient power. It contains 3 large indentations. Torso, hand, and a leg. Okay. Okay. At least we know what we need to do. We need to create a stone man here. I'm thinking of giving up the torso. At the same time, it's very useful here. Most of the damage we're suffering is physical. It's a direct protection against that. Free healing, free stone skins. So this might be unpleasant, but it shouldn't be tough. I don't think the torch makes any kind of a difference. We do have some kind of light on us, but it's so pathetic. It's hard to really take. Doesn't really help that much. It would help if you look at this, but even then, it's very, very, very dark. We've been there. That's the torso. That's the altar. So that has to be the leg and the hands. Question is, should I fight against these boulder types? I mean, they're very hard to try to bypass.
You must fall for the greater good.
I mean, I can't even see. Is there enough room to bypass it? Yeah. This is why more light would be very, very, very helpful here. Gelatinous cube. Favorite kind. Fire should work well against it.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Stone foot. Earthquake. 20, level 20, unlimited uses. I think Earthquake is... I don't even recall how damaging it is. I think there's a risk that it conjures hostile earth elementals though.
I am weighted down too heavily, I
This is no
fear.
good. I can't carry all these pieces separately. Wanna carry a leg. We could go and deploy the leg. I mean, I have no interest in using it. I would assume the hands will more or less weigh the same as the leg. Bypass living stone. Yeah, I can't actually bypass it. Can't see it anymore. Need to lure it out there. Needs to see me, otherwise it won't move. You have to give it to the guy. This creativity with the monsters we're facing. I still can't get past it. Right, one more path to go. This is maybe by far the least favorite place I've visited so far, just for the visibility problems. Stonehenge. Stone hold unlimited uses. I think that's like that's a paralysis effect.
I am
That's
weighted
an
down
area
too
effect
heavily, I
that
fear.
can turn targets into stone, and I think your own guys are totally immune to it. Something like that, something ridiculously powerful. Yeah, it's gonna take some time to walk to the pole altar, but that's not particularly a problem. There shouldn't be any real opponents on the way. Doesn't really matter who I give the piece to. Larian doesn't have the strength to carry it either. I might. I don't have a strength build. Right. I don't. I want to finish this. These things might be useful, but there's the bot. They're way too inconvenient to wield. Yeah, the sunshine isn't really helping because there's a layer of dust on the monitor screen. So what I see is basically absolute pitch black and then some kind of lighter, slightly lighter gray areas. But because there's also the dust, the thin dust on the surface of the monitor, it's actually very hard to say what the fuck are you looking at the time. The black and the slightly shade lighter brown gets mixed up because of the layer of gray. And the monitor isn't particularly dirty or anything, it's just fucking sunshine highlights the dust. So more or less I'm playing through the minimap. Okay, how bad could this possibly be? Surely it's not that bad. Surely it is there.
I am weighted down too heavily, I fear. I am weighted down too heavily, I fear.
Stone Avatar. This massive construct is made of the hardest stone. I think I have a sonic item of some sort I can use against it. Can I talk to it? No. I also have the pick. Some kind of rod, I'm pretty sure of it. Rod of ice. Yeah, this is something we should have used against the Fire elemental. Light drain. Lightning. I don't recall what it was anymore. Vulnerable to sonic damage. Okay. Damage versus construct magical. It might not technically be a construct, but it sure as hell looks like a construct. Yep. Even blocks the magical damage though. Damage immunity increased magic. Fuck you. Actually, fire works just fine.
Let the earth take you!
Doesn't seem to be particularly dangerous. Stonehold. I think this is gonna. Yeah, it's a mind spell that can paralyze us. But what the fuck am I supposed to do? It covers the entire area.
Let the earth take you!
Still, it's basically a catastrophe if it hits. Can I counter it through any means? You have to Claret into mind affecting. I'll use these. It's just a matter of time before the critical failures come. Immune to paralysis, right? That's the weakness of Ewer's Black Tentacles. Because every mind affecting protection will also grant immunity to paralysis. So the most valuable part of the spell will almost never work against anything decent. It's not gonna work even against insects, for God's sake. Your mind is too primitive to be affected by something like that. Wow, it basically didn't last more than a few moments. Feel free to do damage to it. Mind affecting protection barely lasted like a couple of turns. I mean, rounds. Turn is a long time in this game.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
And the hand job. Steady rhythm. Technique. Earthquake, 3 use per day. Weighs 100 pounds.
I am weighted down too heavily, I fear.
And he used all the charges. I don't think we can go as long as the hand jab is going on. But we must. Jesus fuck, I can't tell where we can and can't go. It's not gonna help that the pathfinding sometimes isn't the best possible. Put it mildly. So you don't actually know, are you clicking on the walls or are you just suffering from pathfinding problems? Like here. I was supposed to click that, I suppose. Come on. And it's over. Yeah, that was unpleasant. That's like a blind man just trying to play the game, randomly clicking on things. Air would be the
We have no choice.
lightning
They
bizarre
must
biggest
be
problem.
eliminated.
Water would be drowning. I don't think we know anything about the opposition in the water area. We know that the air one is some kind of a lightning creature, maybe. No, it was a cloud. So, what are we gonna take? I think I'll go with the Arcane Archer, although the Wizard was very nice. But with the increased amount of tools available, I'm less worried about Wizards. Put it that way. At the same time, I don't see anything particularly great coming out of going this way, unless we get a huge amount of levels. I don't think we get. So, Wizard level would be, I think, better overall. But I sort of feel like not particularly good Arcane Archer if I keep avoiding taking Arcane Archer levels. Exactly can I take? I have 8 points and I can't really spend them anywhere. I could take something new, I suppose. But what would be worth it? More concentration? More discipline? No. I have to take something new. Persuasion, maybe? I haven't seen any real skill checks for that, but it might have been used here and there. Honestly, I don't see anything even remotely interesting that I would want. But this is, if we're gonna push with Arcane Archer, this is what we're gonna get. Stealth doesn't make sense since we can turn invisible. It's not quite the same, but we would have to take so much stealth that we're never gonna get to any level useful. Maybe opening locks, that sort of pisses me off, that I can't open any locks ever. However, I really don't have the skills necessary to do much. We always have the pixie, that's much better at it anyway. I think I'll maybe take the persuasion. Heal might be useful. I'll take the persuasion. Just in case sometimes, but you're negative on that too. I'll still take it. Gotta take something. Seeker arrow. Ability to launch an arrow once per day that cannot miss its target. This arrow is magically created at the moment the archer uses this ability, so we got our third attack, so that's something useful. But The thing is, we have no information about this arrow, so we don't know how good it is. So, extra arrow per round, that's useful. Very useful. Hopefully we can use maybe the fireballs and the other abilities to get through the air section. I see that that might be the most troublesome.
Okay. 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 Okay.
We should have a decent amount of those scrolls. Yeah, 5. Last for a few hours. Duration 5 to 8 hours. Ability to breathe underwater. And we do, and immune to spell drown. We also have the breathe underwater ring, so we wouldn't necessarily need this. But I want to keep the Ring of Power. We'll rely on the spell. We could even come out and rest. Heals appear on the sides. Plane of water. Wonder how archery works here. Probably just normally. You can hardly believe your eyes. This is the edge of the world. This is where the ocean plummets over a gigantic cliff and into the infinite plane of water. By the gods, this is the very edge of the world. The sound of this monstrous waterfall is deafening. Great white shark, effortless.
Perish as you should.
Why do the sharks need to use the bridge too? We're constantly regenerating at a decent pace, so we can endure this shit. Giant crab. Damage immunity decreased. Still don't know what the opponent here is supposed to be. The water here is lit with eerie flashes of light. It's vulnerable to electrical damage. It's hasted. No problem. is trying to drown us. We have the bond of electricity. Almost. Damage is kill. Okay. It is water spirit. It doesn't take too much damage from this. I'm taking damage from it too. But I'm not. No, I'm not. School of Fish takes damage. Kelp takes damage. Don't do it.
The weapons will do me no good here.
And harm it. Physical. Yeah, the fire damage works. The physical damage doesn't do shit. So again, the ability to flame our weapons is basically the only thing that allows us an easy path forward. That does mean we could use fire arrows. What is it trying to do?
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Green crystal. Sense of water. A cone of cold, unlimited uses per day. So yeah. Based on this, the earthquake might be a good way to take down the air opponent. Because this was, whoa, fuck. This was vulnerable to fire, so the infinite fireballs would have worked, and you get a weapon that could be used against the fire spirit. I'm assuming similar things will happen with the air and earth. Earthquake would be a effective counter to him, but I don't really see how the fuck that could be. Still, this was an easy one. We can proceed to the air without further delay. It's troublesome, but we have as good of a protection against the lightning as we can hope for. Powerful upward draft. Something. The elemental abilities have to be useful with these though, because we're gonna lose all the gems after this before we can proceed further. So they're only usable in these situations. Flight. Force of gravity is absent here. You find that you're able to navigate by purely adjusting your posture. Only have 3 uses per day though. It's not gonna take really much damage out of this. It has a decent amount of damage reduction. see how the fight goes. Fire damage seems to work again just fine. Oh, let's try infinite fireballs then. We should be protected somewhat at least from fire. And the fireballs are weak enough that I don't think I can damage Larian too much. Still, this is not necessarily what we don't need to fight against these. They are basically worthless as opponents. We need to find our proper target, the storm cloud. Should have a lightning going into it. Radiance elementals.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
As you should. Perish as you should.
How deadly are they? Not particularly.
We have no choice.
Right. Find storm elemental or what looks like a storm cloud. Finish the job. I want to try the earthquake here. I can't see how that could possibly contribute anything useful while you're flying though. There we are. No? There elementals. Okay, let's do it this way. Ooh, earthquake works like that. So it'll damage everything surrounding me. Probably ignores me and my allies.
I ask you to follow me now.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. There we are. There's me. Large cloud is crackling with electric energy. Immunity increased against electrical and magic. Okay, let's see how this works. Yeah, I'm doing mostly damage to my own guys. Irene is gonna be raped pretty badly here. Fire again works fairly well, blocks all physical damage though, so infinite fireballs could have been useful here. Irene's gonna be worthless. I'm not gonna give her two shits about the electrical damage. So I'm taking physical damage, probably from the elementals. There has to be a better way to do this. Life drain? Summon elemental to aid us. Air elemental. Very fitting.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Jesus Christ, the amount of electrical damage he can put forth is massive. Arin is going to waste all his time basically healing. Probably should just attack the air elemental. But I want to cleanse the surrounding area out of this trash. That way I can get a better idea of what exactly is it doing.
You must fall for the greater good.
So I'm more or less immune to what it needs. Larian is getting his ass. He's out of the fight, but he's not gonna die. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Lightning, chain lightning, chain lightning, chain lightning, great thunderclap, gust of wind, sound burst. So in many ways this would have been a solution to a lot of our problems. Unlimited uses of sonic damage, quite a variety of lightning attacks. I still don't see how the earthquake could possibly help us against this.
I need healing. Tend to my wounds.
Yeah, at least a little bit. He's in bad shape.
I ask you to follow
Leave
me
them alone.
now.
I will attempt it. Take
Leave
I
them
ask you to
alone.
follow me now.
I will attempt it.
There's an infinite amount of those elementals in this plane. Right, so physical or elemental planes done. Can't proceed further until we place the gemstones. Where the fuck do you need to even place them? Probably at the center. Ooh, Fate of Evanor. There is a way, a crack within the stone from which all is carved. 3,000 moons shall pass their year through the skies, and then a moment shall come, a moment beyond which there is nothing. No sight has ever peered beyond it, no history has ever determined it. It is a moment consistent with two logics, that of eternal slavery and that of transient freedom. And at that moment a choice can be made, a choice which redefines the past as well as the future, a choice which redefines itself. From the fountain shall all nature flow, there is a way, by the gods. That is the answer. That is what they were trying to accomplish. They truly did it. They found a way to defeat you. They found a way to defeat you. But the price, oh gods. And what would I do were I in her place? What choice would I make? Tell me, what choice would you have me make? What would you have me do? Do you have me sacrifice your children for the sake of your freedom? Or would you have me bow to her forever? Gods, what a terrible burden they have placed on her shoulders. What a monstrous choice. No, there is only one option. Only one. I will make the choice for her. I will take the burden away. Forgive me, Ania. Even I have deceived you.
Yeah, and that comes as no great shock.
She shall never know the truth, for it shall be hidden.
Soleno Samat. Soleno Samat.
It shall be forgotten.
Soleno Samat.
And you shall have your victory. Only one task remains, only one loose end left to bury. I shall encase this tower in ice and hide its secret forever.
Soleno
Thanos
Samat.
Aksar.
Ooh. Well, I was speculating the possibility that he's deceiving me, but I didn't think of it actually in a quite this way. But I think we need to go to the tower. We need to find out what he's trying to hide from us.
Ania,
What is it?
what was that dream you just had? You were shouting in your sleep.
What did I say?
You were asking, what would you have me do, as if pleading with someone. Whom did you see in your dream?
I saw Lord Eleanor.
You saw him? Did you see what happened to him? Did you know where he is?
Yes, I think I do.
Where?
He's in that tower, that huge tower frozen in ice.
But in his notes, Evanor said that he never entered the tower.
He lied. Lord Evenorn has deceived us.
He lied?
Yes, he was trying to keep something from me.
Do you know what?
I believe it's the true secret of the Heresar plan. Their secret for defeating fate.
But why would Lord Evanor want to keep that from you? Doesn't he want you to restore the balance?
I don't know. There is something hidden here. Something we still don't understand.
We must investigate this. There is so much at stake.
Yes, but I think I better do this alone.
What? Why?
Because this is what happened to Evenorn went to such lengths to basically hide it. To deny me that. I think I can basically guess what the consequences is. Because there's no telling what this knowledge will bring.
And all the more reason why you need me at your side.
Just trust me, Larian. This is something I must do alone.
Look of concern comes over his face.
Please just stay here. Please, Larian, I will be back soon.
Very well, but I hope that you know what you're doing.
Here's what I think is happening. And again, I don't know if this is gonna be happening. Is that Lord Lord Evenorn doesn't want us to. We basically have the choice of choosing if fate is going to rule the choices or if free choice reigns. And I think Lord Evenorn basically made the choice for us that we are going to restore things as it were. And by that restoration, because time as portrayed by this is a sculptor, and it doesn't matter if an event happens in the past or future, it basically redefines everything. Certain choices redefine everything. Like the big monstrous choices in the future radiate back to the past to basically, so it leads back to the future in a way. I think if we just restore the what was it, Penteract, it will basically turn it into a situation where the Penteract was never destroyed. So we'll, in some ways, everything that happened afterward, or even the events before it, will get wiped out. And all the terrible things never happened, really, but at the cost of fate being in control of everything. In order to do the free choice, we'll have to do something. We'll have to do something else. The problem with having Larian with us is that he'll find out is that we actually have a way to avoid the Century of Sorrow. But it'll mean that now it makes sense. It's the reason why the Century of Sorrow was prophesied sometime earlier, and it was considered a false prophecy. I think at that time someone made this same choice that Evenorn wanted us to do. That we basically neutralized the situation and it never came to pass. And that's the path if we just restore the... Jeez fuck, I forget the thing's name constantly. What, Tesseract? Some kind of ract anyway. Where's the exit out of this place? But we have a terrible choice. If I choose freedom, I need to make a choice that there's everything that has gone by here will stick. They did happen. Maybe even something worse than that will happen. But true freedom is achieved at the cost of that. So, what's the master plan? What's the one thing that everyone wants to hide from?